No DQ Galaxy. We are live with predictions for the 2023 Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Elimination Chamber will be taking place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the hometown of one Sami Zayn. It is going to be a fun event. We have two chamber matches. We have the Beast, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. We have Edge teaming up with his wife, Beth Phoenix. 5 matches to discuss and predict. Shout out to the chat room. Virtue is in the house, not on video, but he's going to moderate and take care of any trolls that show up. Randy Engel, Michael Wayne, Dan F., Philip Sapp. Thank you all for being the early birds. Leave your comments, leave your predictions as we discuss the matches. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody and get overall thoughts on the show on a scale of 1 to 10. TJS, I'm going to start off with you. You appear to be in an office. Looks like you're in your security outfit. So what's up, man? How are you doing? How are you feeling about this premium live event?
Yeah, I'm hanging out at work. I was literally about to head out the door, and then I saw the group chat that said, "Hey, this is, at 7," and I was like, "Well, shit, I guess I'll just do this from my office." So here I am, hanging out, doing this prediction stream, and I'll say this: if this was not a big show, I would not be doing this from my office. I would have just said, "Screw it," and called out, But no. I think this is going to be a great show. I think it's going to deliver. So here I sit in my chair, ready to discuss.
Thank you for that, TJS. TJS on his throne, not the toilet tonight.
No.
And no Joker laughing like you did at the end of the No DQ review.
Stay tuned.
All right. Now we move on to the man who is happy to be here with us for predictions. Big Bálor G, who's feeling oozy? Yes. Big G, how you doing?
I'm feeling oozy tonight. I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this pay-per-view. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 for this pay-per-view. For this premium live event, excuse me.
Fine.
So
yeah.
8 out of 10.
Get it right. All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says, I acknowledge Double J enthusiast Big Bálor G. And because he sent the super chat, have to throw it up here.
Oh my God. This is going to be a rib for like the rest of the time.
I love it. No. Big G, Jeff Jarrett is not going to be on this premium live event. Head sits an 8 instead of a 9 or a 10. Am I right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, do I need to give my number?
Yeah, give it.
9.
9, okay. So we got an 8 and a 9. Walter Cruz, you're feeling merchy, I'm sure. How are you doing, my friend?
Bonjour, bienvenido a la predicción de Elimination Chamber No DQ Galaxy.
Sí.
Weak. I'm TGS with a 9. I'm a 9 out of 10. Only because, well, I'll tell the reason later because I don't want to spoil what my prediction is. But there's only one reason I wouldn't go to 10, and it's because of what I feel a certain match is going to have an outcome. But other than that, I'm doing well, and thanks for having me up here.
It's a pleasure to have you on. And Walter, having you speak French was not something I was expecting tonight.
Me neither.
Are you fluent?
I forgot so much of it. I studied it for like 12 years. I used to be fluent. But
that's how it is with me in German. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you speak to me, I know what you're saying, but for me to remember what to say back, I'm a little rusty.
Como tout the pow?
Mm-hmm. Walter.
Oh, he is.
TJS. We have a super chat here from Psycho Jet Black. He says, have you ever destroyed a printer or a scanner?
I want to because my job is to fix them. My job is to fix all the technology, but it drives me crazy, and sometimes I do want to destroy it.
You guys want to know what my name is in French? I hate my name in French.
What is it?
It's Didier. Didier. It's the weird.
Interesting. I did not know that. I learned something new today. Don F sent in a $3 super chat. Thank you, Don F. Says, or is it Dan F?
Dan.
Dan. Okay. Looks like Don. Well, blame my eyes on that one. Says,
Yeah.
I acknowledge Aaron, no DQ bloodline, hashtag we the ones. Thank you for that. We acknowledge you as well. And good old JM, Jeff Meacham. Jeff, stop editing pictures of you and Caitlin. Knock it off.
What?
He says,
Oh, what? What
I'm not
happened?
even. He was trying to fix the lighting on a picture of them, and he kept sending Caitlin the pictures, but apparently he messed up the pictures even more. I'm not sure what the deal is.
This is just a bot-filled night tonight. What's wrong with all of you?
So Aaron is telling JM to back off, is what he's saying.
Anyways,
Oh,
All right.
Jeff said 9 out of 10 for now. 10 out of 10 if the Jeff Meacham Network watch-along numbers do well. There you have it. So make sure you guys tune in for the JM Network watch-along. Noah, you're part of that, I presume?
I'm their play-by-play guy. Yep.
And Virtue sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats. It says, I acknowledge myself. We acknowledge you too, Virtue. We miss you. You could have been on tonight, but hey, you got to take a little bit of a break after doing over 200 no DQ reviews. It's nice to have a night off every now and then to not have to talk about wrestling. Anyways, Simple Man Noah Foster. How's it going, man? How are you feeling about this show?
Hey, hello, No DQ family galaxy. How are you, y'all? I'm doing well. I gotta say, this show definitely pleases me and excites me. It's our final stop before WrestleMania, and there definitely is a lot to think about here. A story I don't think is going to be finished, but I think we're going to see the next chapter for one particular story. And overall, this is a good card with a balance of match quantity and quality. So it's definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. And stay tuned because, yes, I am the play-by-play voice of the Jeff Meacham Network, and I will be calling and reacting to this show.
And my apologies, Jeff, for mentioning the pictures, but
You're going to get some heat for that.
anyways, let's get to this show now. Everybody gave their numbers. We're set to go.
Yes.
Yep. And the form is live, folks. Get them in.
I'm going with a 9 because the women's chamber match, I feel like there's only one credible person at this point to win after what happened on Raw. And since I just mentioned that, let's go ahead and get right into that match. We have the women's elimination chamber match. We have Sasha Banks, Nikki Cross, Raquel, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Natalya. Now, I'll mention what happened on Raw. There was a 6-woman tag team match, and basically Asuka beat up her partners, won the match, and pretty much left everybody laying. Now, going in, Asuka was going to be my prediction anyways, but I feel like the way things were booked on Raw, everybody looked weak except for Asuka. So because of that, it kind of made me lose interest in this match. Like, I want Asuka to win, but I don't believe anybody else has any chance of winning, nor should win after what happened on Raw, which is unfortunate. I think ideally you would have built up some of the other competitors, told a story with them, and made people second guess. Maybe it's going to be Liv Morgan. Maybe it's going to be Raquel. But I feel like it has to be Asuka. And if it's not Asuka, then what happened on Raw was completely idiotic. I still think it was idiotic, but yeah. Asuka wins this, and we're going to do 2 picks, just like we did for the Royal Rumble. You can have a secondary pick. I guess I'm going to go with Raquel as my second pick. I feel like maybe there's a small chance she pulls off a surprise win. They give her a big push against Bianca. Liv Morgan, been there, done that. I don't see her winning. And Carmella definitely ain't winning. If anything, Carmella will be the first one out. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with Asuka by far number 1. And then number 2 will be Raquel. So Big G, we'll throw it over to you now. Your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I was gonna go with Asuka as my number 1 pick. I mean, there's nobody else that's, I guess, deserving of it, and that really doesn't, I don't want to say advantage over Bianca, but is like I can't think of the word, but I'm going with Asuka as my number 1, and my number 2. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan as my number 2 pick.
All right. Well, fair enough. I mean, Liv Morgan could always get a renewed push. I just don't see it happening. But Noah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this pretty much is a one-dimensional match, but I hope it's not the same thing as Shayna Baszler running roughshod. You only got 3 minutes of her just, standing there looking intimidating, doing nothing. Either way, Kana Asuka has to be the primary. She's been looking for a win back since WrestleMania 34, and this renewed character, she could be an unstoppable, dangerous force. Number 2, just because of history, I think Raquel Rodriguez is your strongest pick. Carmella doesn't deserve to be in the chamber, and I stand by that. Should have been Piper. Besides that, the rest are absolutely irrelevant. And where's the rock? It doesn't matter. So primary is Asuka, secondary is Raquel.
Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says, will somebody steal a spot in one of the chamber matches? I mean, that's possible. Maybe this one, maybe Bayley steals the spot, even though she lost the match. It would be kind of funny if that happened, but you never know. That certainly is a possibility. We've seen it happen before. Could happen
Hopefully
again.
she steals Carmella's spot.
You and me both, Walter.
Yeah, might as well. If you're going to steal a spot, steal Carmella's. TJS, what do you think's going to happen in this match?
Well, this is easy. Carmella and Natalya, those are the 2 winners.
You got it, man. Natalya, she's going to main event WrestleMania against
in Canada.
Bianca Belair.
Yeah. No. In all
you picked Jeff Jarrett. Credit Virtue for that joke.
In all seriousness, secondary. I mean, Raquel is my secondary. Raquel and Bianca, that's a fresh match. But a fresher match, maybe, is Bianca versus Asuka, and I think Asuka's going to win. So that's my primary. I think it's overkill that we have 2 chamber matches, but okay. So this is the one that I care about the least because it's so predictable. So, Raquel secondary, Asuka primary.
All right, and last but not least, Walter, your thoughts?
Yeah, I miss Chamber being a part of some other PLE, not a standalone PLE where you're kind of forced to do 2 of them. So I'm with you on that, TJ.
I mean, we've had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view since like 2010, so it's part of the norm now.
Yeah, I miss it being part of like Survivor Series or SummerSlam, like the first and second one were. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Asuka, and I'm so shocked that they didn't make Raquel look strong going in. She's like the only credible one that looks like maybe she can give Bianca a run for her money as well as Asuka. So I'm just shocked that they didn't make her look strong because I thought they were gonna push her. But I don't know. Maybe she pissed somebody off in the back because they made her look weak just as long with everybody else. So yeah, Asuka primary and Raquel Rodriguez secondary.
All right, so we'll quickly move on to the next match. Thank you to everybody in the chat room for leaving your comments. Now we move on to a mixed tag team match. We have Edge and Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, going up against Finn Bálor and the number 1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley. So we know Ripley's going to WrestleMania. Rumor on the street is that Edge and Finn Bálor will settle their score at WrestleMania inside Hell in a Cell. But what happens before that? What happens on this particular show? So, Walter, I'm going right back over to you on this one. Your thoughts on this match and which team do you see emerging victorious? I mean, this isn't Canada, Edge's home country. What do you think?
It is in Canada. It's Edge's home country, but WWE has this weird tendency to like make you lose in your hometown. Like, I don't know what it is. There's only been like a handful of time that people win in their hometown. Like, people do get screwed in their hometown. They lose. It's like only random Raw or SmackDown when it's in your hometown, you might pull a win. But in a PLA, you seem to lose. But my train of thought is if this was Ripley and Dom, I definitely would have went for them because we know their direction. We know what those two are going to do at WrestleMania. Dom's going to fight his father, and Rhea's going to fight Charlotte and probably win. So they need the momentum. But on that note, I think Edge and Beth will win this because they can pin Finn. That way Rhea doesn't look weak. You pin Finn Bálor, and then you can start the program with Edge versus Finn Balor for WrestleMania if that's what you plan on doing. So you can still pull that off without making Rhea look weak. So I just think the grit couple or whatever their nickname is going to win.
The shit couple.
All right. Well, TJS, Virtue thinks that Rhea needs to be booked strong and Judgment Day should win as a result. So what are your thoughts?
That was my train of thought too. But
yeah, I mean, Rhea does need to be booked strong, but Judgment Day doesn't need to be. Judgment Day's in the match, so I don't think Rhea is going to get pinned. I think Finn will, like Walter said. I think Edge pins Finn, and that's that. Then they'll have the WrestleMania blow-off, and then, spoiler alert, I think Finn will beat Edge at WrestleMania. But yeah, I think it's obvious that Edge and Beth are going to win in their home country by pinning Finn Balor.
Yeah. What do you think, Noah Foster?
I think it pretty much writes itself. You saw what happened on Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley riptide Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix is going to spear Rhea, but she's not going to be the one to eat the fall. If anything, Dominic's going to try and be a factor, and he's the one that's going to suffer at the hands of a mom worse than Rhea Ripley. Orderly. That being said, Edge and Beth, mixed tag team so far as a mixed duo. They won at the Royal Rumble last year. Give them another win here in the hometown, especially since Edge is going to be, I think, done after this year anyway. I got to go with the great couple, and Edge and Finn Balor have the final decision for Judgment at WrestleMania. The great couple wins.
Good point there. Big Baller G. Anything you would like to add along with your picks?
I mean, I'm going with Edge and Beth Phoenix. You got to think back to Extreme Rules where, you know, Finn Balor made Edge say, I quit because of the whole Beth Phoenix thing. So, you know, I'm just going off of that and what happened on Monday with Rhea Ripley. So Edge and Beth Phoenix get the win. And then if they do plan on doing Edge versus Finn Balor, then I see Finn Balor winning there. But that's neither here or there. So that's my pick.
I'm going with Edge and Beth Phoenix to win this one, especially considering what happened on Raw with Rhea Ripley laying out Beth Phoenix. I think Finn Balor will take the fall here, which will be fine because he'll get his singles match with Edge at WrestleMania, maybe Hell in a Cell. That's what the word on the street is. Hell in a Cell, regardless of what they do, I think it'll be Edge versus Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Finn Balor will get his win over Edge at WrestleMania, the biggest stage, and that will possibly be Edge's swan song. I could see Edge putting over Balor and calling it a day, and at least for this event, he gets one more win with his wife. They get the big moment in Canada. So that's what I think is going to happen. Edge and Beth Phoenix win. And Caleb Jacobs sent in a $2.43 super chat. Thank you, Caleb. Says, I say somehow have Beth Phoenix pin Finn Balor. I don't think that's going to happen.
Why?
I don't think Finn can recover from that if you do that. It would look way too weak.
Yeah, I do not see that happening. I think Edge pins Finn Balor. That's how this ends.
Or Rhea pins Edge.
Rhea pins Edge.
Oh,
I would be very surprised if that happened.
I would be too.
I hope that match isn't a Hell in a Cell that you mentioned. I really hate the Hell in a Cell since it's been a red cage. If you go back to the normal color, yeah, but since it's been red, I hate Hell in a Cell.
Well, they want everything to be marketable, so that's why I think that's right.
I know.
Yeah, that's so marketable. A freaking empty milk crate. Brilliant decision, WWE. That's such good shit.
A
that
red,
being said, how many times?
milk.
I don't give a damn. That being said, how many times does a Hell in a Cell have to be the end of an Edge rivalry? Seth Rollins, people.
Yeah, but that should be the end of a rivalry. But the problem is we've been so watered down because it's its own PLE that the match doesn't mean what it should be. It was supposed to always end a feud and everything, but they watered it down because they made it a PLE or they use it for random stuff, and then so it doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Well, I mean, Country Redacted had a lot to do with that, but yeah.
All right, now we move on to a singles match. We have Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in the rubber match, which is very interesting because what does each guy do at WrestleMania now? I thought they were going to save this for WrestleMania. I'm a little surprised it's going to be an Elimination Chamber. Does this mean a screwy finish to set up yet another match at WrestleMania? I'm curious to get everybody's thoughts in the panel. Noah Foster, we'll start with you on this one. Your thoughts on this match? I mean, a lot of people speculating about the Hurt Business. Do you think they show up?
I think that's a very good possibility if you're going to extend this thing out to WrestleMania, because I kind of am in the same boat as you. I mean, where do these two go from here? Last man standing? That being said, the idea
Hell in a
of
cell.
no, shut up. The idea of Gunther versus Lesnar intrigued me when I saw those two face off at WrestleMania. This might be the one match on this card that doesn't end via pinfall or submission. They just literally might beat the crap out of each other and go through the stage or some sort of structure and be a no contest. So if I'm going to actually render a winner, you don't bet against Brock Lesnar, especially when it comes to rubbers. Brock always comes out on top. I got to go with Brock Lesnar.
You guys can do this for predictions. If you want to say no contest, then feel free to do it. Double DQ or double count out, whatever. Feel free to do that.
I just don't see them doing that, especially on the road to WrestleMania. Not with Brock Lesnar.
The crowd would not
Brock
like it.
always gets his win over his opponent in the end.
Yeah. Vince, in his era, this might be a possibility where they do a non-finish, like a no contest to set up another match.
Both shoulders were down.
Right.
Shoulders were down.
Yeah, or they do something like where they both get knocked out and the match gets stopped. But anyways, I mean, remember what we saw at SummerSlam? Like all that stuff happened. Like I can't imagine them being able to do a spot that would make Brock Lesnar incapacitated.
The tractor.
Right. Yeah. So now we throw it over to TJS. Your thoughts?
Man, I hate to say this, but I don't really care about this match.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, we were all wanting Bobby versus Brock. I feel like they haven't really clicked in the ring. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, I think that Brock is going to win via disqualification. But that doesn't matter. All that matters is I say Brock wins, right? It doesn't matter.
Via disqualification, whoever gets disqualified, the other person has to win. So
right,
again,
yeah. So, I mean, to be clear, I think that Bobby Lashley will get himself disqualified. So I think that Brock is going to win, and that's probably how it's going to happen. And then they set up for WrestleMania, maybe a fight pit. That would be cool, but I just don't know if it's mainstream enough yet. I know we've already seen it once on the main roster. I just don't know if we're going to do it again. Regardless, Brock wins.
Yeah, how many gimmick structures can you put on WrestleMania?
One on night one on night two.
There you go.
I am saying the same thing I say about John Cena and Roman Reigns. It's hard to bet against those guys, and it's hard to bet against Brock Lesnar. Now, will the Hurt Business show up? Will we have that reunion? I'm thinking there's a decent chance, but TJS, I think you may be onto something. I could see this ending like maybe the Hurt Business jumps Brock Lesnar when he's on the verge of winning, causing a disqualification, and he doesn't get the decisive victory he wants over Bobby Lashley, hence setting up one more match at WrestleMania, maybe a fight pit match to settle the score once and for all. TJS?
I was just going to say that this is one of those matches where I could see them fighting on the outside. They go towards the timekeepers, and then Bobby reaches over and then hits Brock in the chair in the gut with the chair, and then the match is over. It's one of those.
Yeah, you may be right. But yeah, I have to go with Brock Lesnar to win. And keep in mind, on Raw, Brock Lesnar was left laying. When Brock Lesnar looks even just a little bit weak, he always wins. I cannot remember a time where Brock Lesnar looked weak on the go-home show and then still lost. You know, he did lose to Roman Reigns, but he looked strong heading into that pay-per-view. At WrestleMania and SummerSlam, he was looking very strong against the Bloodline. So yeah, I think Brock wins this one. It's hard to bet against him. I'm going with the safe pick. Brock Lesnar wins, DQ, count out, maybe just flats out beats Lashley. Who knows where it goes after that? But Brock Lesnar wins. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says Lashley versus Lesnar in a triple cage match from WCW. Hey,
Bro,
with Triple H in charge, I would not rule that out now.
I mean, bro, that'd be different. That'd be a first in WrestleMania, bro. That's brilliant.
Anyways, Walter, what do you think?
This one's a little bit harder to predict than you would think, because this might be a case of WWE backing themselves into a corner and now they have no escape. Like, they shouldn't have did this match here. Like, you're right, they should have just saved it for WrestleMania. But you don't bet against Brock. I'm with Aaron. I'm gonna pick Brock Lesnar. It's like I'm hoping he doesn't win, but it's like you can't go against him. And I think Triple H likes to tell slower stories. I don't think the Hurt Business reunite here. I think this leads to them reuniting because MVP will get in Bobby's ear as if to say, look, Brock beat you. No disrespect, but it looks like you need help. You might not be able to do this on his own. And then Bobby Lashley gets to thinking, and then he goes, all right. And then they join. I don't think it just happens instantly. It's like a build that's going to happen. By WrestleMania, they might reunite, but I don't think it happens here. So I say Brock.
Brock Lesnar runs the Hurt Business gauntlet through Monday Night Raw on the go home.
Because I can't imagine that Hurt Business just reunites and Brock just makes them all look weak instantly. Like it's just don't do it against him right here. Don't do it here. Let it build up. But I'll say Brock.
Go ahead and read that super chat before you get to me, Aaron.
All right. Psycho Chet Black sent in $5. Here we go. He says, "Hey TGS, I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda."
Do you get that reference, Aaron?
Number 9?
No.
Number
This is
9.
from a game. It's from a video game.
No, I wouldn't.
That's
What video
big.
game?
It's from Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Big
That's
Smoke.
Big Smoke's order. Yeah.
Yep.
I do not work at a restaurant. This is not a restaurant.
Anyways, Big G, anything you would like to
Jeez.
add?
I mean, what else can I say that hasn't been said? I mean, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar to win here. You know, we've been seeing it on Raw. You know, Lashley was talking with MVP. You know, and then in the backgrounds of like interviews, you see MVP talking with Shelton and Cedric, and I believe Almost is still with MVP. So I can see, you know, Lashley winning the match, or not Lashley, sorry, Lesnar winning the match, and then after the match is when the Hurt Business comes out and beats down Brock Lesnar to possibly lead to another match at WrestleMania.
I totally forgot about Almost till you just mentioned him.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
He's just a guy that takes up space.
Exactly.
He
A
really
lot
is.
of space.
True.
All right. On that note, we move on to the men's Elimination Chamber match. We have Austin Theory defending the United States Championship against Montez Ford, Johnny Gargano, the Colossal Bronson Reed, Seth freaking Rollins, and Damian Priest from Judgment Day. Now, there was a report that a segment was filmed with Austin Theory and John Cena. Will we see Austin Theory defend the title against John Cena? Will somebody else win here and defend at WrestleMania? TJS, we're going to start with you on this one. Can I have your order, please?
Damn it. No.
Wait, that doesn't
can't.
even make sense because I said, can I have your order?
Actually, yeah. Take the order, Aaron. Take the order.
I'm not the order taker.
I'll
Can
have
you
2
take
of
my
these.
order? Whoa! Trying to
No.
get me demonetized now.
That was my index finger.
All right, let's keep it simple here. This isn't right to censor, but the man has to make a living. So, damn it, say your 2 picks.
I think that, I mean, it's obvious that Theory is retaining here. I wouldn't be surprised if he enters number 6 and then doesn't really do any of the work and just wins. Bronson Reed, I think he's going to be the guy that everyone teams up to eliminate. So, I mean, I would have gone with him as a secondary, but, you know, I'll say Rollins number 2 and Theory number 1. Sucks that Gargano isn't doing more, but.
All right. Big G, what do you think?
It's not really toughy, but I guess my number 2, I'm gonna have to go with TJS. That's what I was thinking. Rollins is my number 2 pick, just to the fact that he has something at WrestleMania this year. And number 1 is going to be Theory to retain. You know, Theory's got to recover after that big F5 from Lesnar last year, so he needs to win. So should be a fun match, you know. Gargano, I think they're waiting for Ciampa to come back to reform DIY, and Bronson Reed, he's just the big guy in the match. Montez Ford, I think this will be his breakout match as a solo wrestler. I mean, he's done phenomenal with the Street Profits with Dawkins, but I think it's time for them to go their separate ways. And then, Rollins, hopefully he doesn't wear those big red boots in there. Everybody was quiet, and then I was like, wait a second.
Because I was
Nobody
reading the
catch what I
virtue
said?
comment.
So, yeah,
All right, well-
number 2, Rollins, number 1, Theory.
I feel like I have to agree with you, Big G. Like, I almost want to go with Montez Ford for number 2 just as a crazy wild card, but Seth Rollins seems like the safest number 2 pick. I don't think Rollins versus Logan Paul needs to be for the U.S. title, which is why I'm not really thinking Rollins will win this. Really, I think Austin Theory is the clear favorite here, and I think he should win if he's facing John Cena at WrestleMania, make him look as strong as possible. So, I mean, Theory is easily my number 1, and then number 2, like I could really say anybody. I'll just go with Rollins and play it safe. So now we throw it over to Walter. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have their role in here. I think Reed is in there to look strong. He's going to eliminate a couple people. Ford is in there to do some kind of high fly spot off one of the pods.
Oh Lord.
Austin is just there because he's the champ, and so I think what's going to happen is going to be down. My first pick is going to be AJ to retain, or AJ. Wow. Austin Theory to retain, and Seth Rollins is number 2. But I think it's going to be down to those two. Logan Paul is going to come out, find a way to unlock the cage, cost Rollins the match, and Theory wins on like a BS finish. But he lays Seth Rollins out. Logan Paul lays Seth Rollins out, and that sets up Logan Paul versus Rollins for WrestleMania. So I think those two are the last 2 left in it. So that's what I'm going to go with.
All right, sounds good. Noah, did we get your picks?
No, but I think pretty much it's kind of unanimous that we all think Austin Theory is going to retain the United States Championship, regardless whether he faces John Cena or not. When you think about the United States Championship, John Cena is 10 times more synonymous with it than Seth Rollins and Logan Paul combined. I can see Logan Paul actually coming out from underneath the chamber like Shawn Michaels did to cost the Undertaker the World Heavyweight Championship and do some sort of thing that way, especially after Ron said that and says me. So they're clearly setting up that match, bar none. So yeah, it has to be Austin Theory to retain. But as far as the second, Montez Ford, it's bizarre word, Aaron. They are in Canada. I do believe that Montez Ford will be a breakout single star in WWE this year. And I do think the Elimination Chamber will be his launching pad. Bronson Reed's going to launch himself for a pod. That's going to be our WTF moment.
Yeah.
You got to have one of those. Johnny Gargano is going to do the work and shows why he's Johnny Wrestling, but he's not going to win it. But just for fun, why the heck not? Because I think he deserves it. He is more than capable of it. I'm going to say Austin Theory primary, but hey, maybe a Hail Mary will happen. I'm going to say for second, Montez Ford.
All right, I was tempted, Noah, but good for you taking the chance on that.
Nobody
one.
mentioned Damian Priest whatsoever.
I know.
He's just there.
He's
He's
just
just
there.
kind of there. Him and Reed are going to be the big men slapping meat or whatever. Somebody's going to go through the pod. Somebody's going to get spared or something. That's all. They all got their own roles. It's Gargano's going to do. Gargano's going to do a top rope thing too.
I don't know how high you could go with the top of that thing. And to be fair, Virtue, Kobe Kingston had both the United States and IC for a period of time too. So why not?
And there's padding now, right? Isn't the new chamber have like padding on the outside instead of pure? So they're definitely going to do something. They're definitely going to do
because they're going to be doing it safely.
Yeah.
You know what, Noah? Put Damian Priest in for my number 2.
All right.
Damian Priest will be my number 2, just because I don't think Seth Rollins and Austin Theory, Logan Paul, I don't think that match needs to be for a title. Really,
You know what? Yeah, I actually agree. So, Noah, scratch my number 2 and please replace with
Johnny Gargano.
Yes, Gargano.
All right, there we go. He forgot the name, but he finally said. Anyone else? Big G, Walter, take your
No,
time.
I'm sticking to it. I really think that
I'm
Theory and Seth Rollins are going to be the last two, and Logan Paul finds his way to screw Rollins.
And I understand, Virtue. I always got you, brother. Come on now. But there you go.
All right. It's time for the main event.
Here we go.
We got Roman Reigns, the unified WWE Universal Champion, going up against Montreal's own Sami Zayn. What a storyline this has been. Fans have been speculating as to what might happen here. Will Sami Zayn pull off the upset of the decade, maybe the century? Will we see a triple threat at WrestleMania, or will we see the new Montreal screw job? Will we see Sami Zayn get screwed over in his hometown? So, Big G, we're going to start with you on this one. This is a huge match. The heat is going to be, it's going to be red hot. It is going to be a happening for sure with the crowd atmosphere.
Well, first
what are your
things
thoughts?
first, congrats to Roman Reigns on 900 days as of today.
Yep.
You know. So things have been running in my mind. You know, Sami Zayn isn't feeling oozy anymore. This should be a fun match. I think Sammy's gonna have a great showing in this match, and then Roman Reigns is gonna do his thing and hit the Superman punch and the spear, and he might even throw in the guillotine again and have Sami Zayn pass out. Or, from what I've read, I don't know if it's 100% true, we could have Jey Uso show up and turn on Sami, and that's how Roman Reigns retains.
If he's allowed in the country.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, there were reports out there, I don't know if they're 100% true, that they're allowing Jimmy and Jay to enter Canada for this. But my choice is Roman Reigns to retain the Undisputed Universal title, and after the match, Sami Zayn's going to get beat down. This is where KO comes out, and this is how they set up KO and Sami versus the Usos at WrestleMania. It would be nice. It would be nice to have Sami win, but in Montreal. But long shot. Let's be real, people. It's Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, people are speculating about the Usos, and there are the reports that something got worked out and they will be able to go into Canada. I mean, I think Jay definitely should be able to, based off of what I read.
Yeah.
And his incident was like a decade ago. I think after so many years, you're able to get back into the country. Obviously, Jimmy Uso stuff was way more recent. And people are thinking maybe this storyline where the Usos are not allowed, or not, I shouldn't say not allowed, but Roman Reigns wants them to stay home, that is going to lead to Jay defying Roman on SmackDown, showing up. And that's when you think on SmackDown. Remember, SmackDown is in Montreal too.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, wait a minute, Jey Uso's there. He's got Sami's back. And then at the Chamber show, that's when Jay has to make that difficult decision, blood thicker than water, and ultimately sides with Roman Reigns when it's D-Day as far as a decision goes as to which side he's on. He ultimately chooses family, his blood family, with the bloodline and Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns retains. As much of a feel-good moment it would be, I definitely think that there will be some kind of Montreal screw job, whether the Usos are there or not. Roman's retaining. So TJS, we'll go over to you now. Your thoughts?
Well, Sami wins, and then we get Sami versus Cody at WrestleMania. No, that's not my. Those are not okay. In all seriousness, Sami and Cody. Man, I love that Sami's not confident in himself, and the promo that he delivered on Monday was so damn good. And it's crazy. But here's the thing. If Drew McIntyre didn't win in his home country in front of a stadium, I don't think Sami's going to win. And so maybe Sami does lose and then sings American Pie afterward. I don't know.
Why do you even put that out in the universe?
Let's sing "Oh Canada."
No, so Roman's winning, obviously. But here's what I don't know. Do you guys think it's going to be a back and forth match, or do you think Roman's just going to straight up murder him?
It's
Not
going to be
going to
back
be a
and forth.
squash.
I think there's going to be multiple false
Yeah,
finishes.
it's going to be a flow of both. It's got to be like, that Rocky story. Keep fighting back, keep fighting back, keep fighting back. Come back, come back.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that Sami's going to probably take Reigns to his limit. He's going to be right there before winning. And then, maybe they do he hits the haluva kick like 3 times, and then 1, 2, and then Jey Uso pulls the ref out or something. And then that's when, like you said, you have a cinematic moment with Roman, Sami both sitting there. Jey has the title or something, and then he has to decide who he throws it to. And he chooses Roman. Because you have to shift the heat from Roman to the Usos, so that way we get Sami and KO versus the Usos the rest. Anyway, this is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think that Roman Reigns does, in fact, retain, and I guess I'm ready to have my heart broken again.
I think they kind of did that with Paul, right? You pretty much think they're going to repeat the Paul Heyman thing with the belt?
Yep.
And people were talking about maybe Kevin Owens showing up at the end, although I feel like even though it is in Montreal, I'm wondering if he should not show up just because you want to let that heel moment really play out and end the show with the bloodline just completely destroying Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I just don't think that, regardless, I don't think that Kevin Owens should just welcome Sami back with open arms. I think this needs to be a build-up.
Plus, keep in mind, if Kevin Owens is there, like he would run out there and prevent whatever would happen from happening. Like if Jey Uso's screwing over Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens would run out there if he's actually there in the building. So it wouldn't make sense for Jey to do whatever he does or whatever the Bloodline's doing, only for Kevin Owens to show up after the match to make the save. So I don't know how I feel about it. Noah, let's throw it over to you. What are your thoughts on this one?
Jeez. Well, like I always say, when it comes to Roman Reigns, it's not about the result, it's about the story. The beautiful thing about this match, though, the number one match during his reign, where the story is the most unpredictable, with so much history and so many elements that could come into play and really shouldn't come into play. Paul Heyman says that the Usos, you should stay home because you actually see more when you're not there on your TV screen than when you're actually there inside the arena. Will that hold true? Solo Sikoa, we're not even thinking about him. Does he come into play? Will he be the only guy in Roman's corner? Will he be out there in the beginning, or will he come in later? Kevin Owens being the cheer guy, hype guy, I could see that, but I kind of do want to see the organic friendship build into something special to build the inevitable, I feel like, tag team match for WrestleMania. Regardless how many different ways you spin this butterfly effect narrative with more twists and turns than Until Dawn, Roman Reigns is coming out with the titles. Whether or not he pins, incapacitates, or goes full-on savage and bludgeons Sami Zayn remains to be seen. I honestly just can't wait to see this unfold, especially with the way they play this audience. Bizarro World, Sami Zayn's hometown, Montreal. There's so many elements that Triple H, Michael Hayes, and everybody backstage have to play with delicately to truly move forward this story in the right direction for everybody. Because no matter what, waiting on the other side is Cody. But Roman Reigns is definitely coming out with the titles regardless. I just can't wait for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun to watch. Walter, what do you expect out of this? And do you think they could do something like where KO gets trapped inside a locker room or something to prevent him from helping? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
I mean, they could do something, but like you said, why have KO there if he's not gonna pop out? And I mean, I can't imagine the pop he would get though. Or maybe he stopped. Maybe Solo is gonna interfere and he stops him. KO, he stops Solo. If they don't know about Jey, and then Jey pops out from somewhere else. But KO helped stop the interference of Solo or something like that. I don't know where this is going to go, but this is why I can't give the PLE a 10 out of 10. I said 9 out of 10 because this is setting up for heartbreak. You want Sami to win. It's Canada. But like I said, WWE has a tendency to not give you what you want in your hometown. So regardless, I think Roman's walking out with the belts. I don't know how it's going to happen or who's going to interfere or what's, but Roman's going to remain champs. And then the story will shift to the tag titles for the bloodline. So, but I mean, the pop, it's going to be, you're going to have to turn your TV down. Like, it's going to, the pop that Sami gets is going to be ridiculous. Like, I don't think the crowd is going to shut up during the introductions.
Imagine the pop if he comes out to his old theme song.
Exactly. Yes, please, yes. For the love of God.
If they do that, like when they do, because they don't do the announcements until both people are in the ring. When they do that, the pop is going to be ridiculous. Like
there will be no filtering. This will be organic.
Yeah, this will definitely be. It's going to be crazy, but yeah, Roman Reigns is walking out of Canada with these titles still.
All right, TJS.
I'm just wondering why people think that Kevin is going to make the save. What motivation does he have?
For the pop.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that.
I understand. But people in the chat are saying, "Oh, Kevin's gonna." But Kevin just said like a month ago that he's done with. I get it. I want them to challenge for the titles, but I want to see like Sami begging Kevin. You know, like, come on, man, we're best friends.
I'm with you. Because it's got KO's got to be like, I told you that they were gonna do this to you. Like it's got to be some kind of
You need to
warn him.
You need to milk it, and then eventually you can have Kevin and Sami hug it out. You know, and that'll be a huge.
But then you got to go back to the Rumble, and Sami stepped in for KO.
Yeah,
and took the beat. I mean, KO was already beaten down.
Right.
And, Roman's going to hit, pretty much beat him down with the chair, and Sami stepped in. So KO's got that into consideration. Like,
I said milk it. I'm with Noah. Yeah. Milk it. Have him say no a bunch of times, and then
everything about the bloodline as a whole matter the most going into WrestleMania, not just Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. The Usos should matter as much too because of their historic double tag team championship run. If the bloodline's going to change forever at WrestleMania, it should change forever as a whole, not just the head of the table. That's why coming out of this PLE, the bloodline needs to have the most heat on them, not just Roman Reigns.
Right.
Hey, Noah, how much Mountain Dew you got left?
2 12 packs. Why do you ask?
I was gonna say, take a sip every time they say "Olay." You're gonna be done at the end of it.
Dude, I'm calling this. I ain't taking no drinks during this.
I think TGS brings up a good point. Like, we got 6 weeks until WrestleMania, and they could spend several weeks hyping up this idea of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting back together. Owens isn't going to be so quick to forgive Sami for being part of the bloodline.
No.
So it's going to take several weeks and make the fans really want it. Act like Owens is not going to just jump back over to Sami Zayn's side.
Bring us in organically. Think about this, Aaron. The bloodline has been the mainstay of not just SmackDown, Raw as well. They could use both shows on a weekly basis, maybe in and out of each other, to literally bring this more organically.
And you need the 6 weeks to build Cody and Roman as well, because you did it with Paul and Cody. Now you need to do Roman and Cody. You need them face to face. You need to build this for 6 weeks too.
This is early.
I think Roman and Cody shouldn't go face to face personally, one-on-one, until literally go home week.
There you go. Thank you, Noah.
You guys remember SummerSlam a few years back when Dean Ambrose was still there, and they had Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and the reunion with them, and they teased it for several weeks, and then we finally got it, and they got the big pop for that. Like, that's what they got to do with KO and Sami Zayn. Like, build up to that moment.
Somebody mentioned if KO doesn't come out, have Cody come out, but then
you don't need Cody for this. Cody already, again, Cody has his destination. It's just a matter of who's waiting for him, Roman Reigns. He's going to let this play out organically, and then we'll see how he reacts to it on Monday Night Raw.
If there's a Montreal screw job, the heat's going to be unreal. You have to let that heat.
You need to let it rise.
Out.
Build it.
Exactly.
Yeah, let the
think they'll
show
book-
end with that.
You think they'll
And
book
then
that?
I don't know. And then the hug would mean a lot more. When they finally do hug it out, that pop's gonna be just as big as this pop in Canada. So you gotta let it play out.
Just think about when the Shield was reunion and the people pop for that fist bump in the middle.
Yeah.
Does this story only end with the tag titles? Yeah.
Well, it's not just the tag titles. It's potentially, and I brought this up several times, the possibility of main eventing night one of WrestleMania, having perhaps the greatest tag team match of all time, which I know the Usos, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, you give them the main event spot, 30 minutes, nobody's following that. Like that would be the main event.
Yeah, because if you make that the first match or even in the middle, nobody can follow.
It's gonna make the most sense to give them that. Like I think Roman and Sami are gonna get at least a half hour here on this too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bar none. There's a reason why there's only 5 matches. This literally feels like a takeover level card. Thank you, Triple H. And again, think about the way that they would do the tag titles, like Aaron's saying. If the Bloodline goes down tag title wise at WrestleMania, that's only going to further Roman Reigns' story presentation against Cody Rhodes, culminating night 2 and closing the entire presentation out.
I think someone upset Caleb Jacobs in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
baby.
in there, but anyways,
right.
Looking forward to the show Saturday night. I'll be doing the live coverage on NoDQ.com, and of course, afterwards, I will be back with my thoughts live after the event. Thank you to everybody for being on the panel tonight. Thank you to everybody watching this live and on demand. Let's go ahead and do our plugs. TJS, I'll start with you. Go ahead. Tell us where we can find you. Do you remember your social media?
NoDQ.com/TJS will take you to my Facebook page, and I have Twitter and Instagram. But
that's it.
Just worry about the Facebook. It was fun being on, guys. Again, I'm not at a restaurant. This is not a restaurant.
How do you remember where you work at or how to get to work every day? Because you forget everything.
Whoa!
Wow, Walter. Jeez.
Well, I have a feeling that I will not forget Sami versus Roman this weekend. It's going to be a classic.
Yeah, there's going to be a message. Oh, I forgot Elimination Chamber was on tonight.
All right, Walter, what's up? Where can we find you?
We know Noah's the Simple Man. I'm the Simple Follow on Twitter. I'm at Walter Alex Cruz, and on Instagram, there's Cal Fire Farms, and you can see the content there. And thanks for having me on the video once again.
No problem. Pleasure to have you on. Noah Foster.
Always a pleasure, gents. Again, NoDQ family, team, Galaxy, fans galore, Europeans married to, formers live on the Twitter, and also will be on NoDQ.com Twitter feeds and my community tab too. If people want to know more about me, know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! In all forms and all companies. So find me on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, and in Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to my entire ATW family on the Twitter as well. As I alluded to earlier, me and the Renegade JJ Williams from Cassidy 18 Studios will be reacting, calling, commentating the action during Elimination Chamber across the Championship Network multiverse of media, and then we'll have our own review and simple take later next week. And then following that, I'll be bringing Simply Predicting coverage, of course, for the Elimination Chamber this Friday with my friendly in the NoDQ Galaxy. You know who you are. And, of course, I'll be covering Impact Wrestling next week, and we prepare for AEW in March, and so much more to come, too. And I'll also be coming up on the review. But as always, let to conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another and respect each other, and protect your mentality, too, and treasure your families. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that.
TJS, look up.
All right, TJS, who would win this dream match, Ronald McDonald or the Burger King?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I'm actually about to go to I'm placing my McDonald's order. So
well, there you go.
McDonald's.
TJS is a McDonald's guy, for those
That's
of you
right.
wondering. TJS
you sure?
likes his McDonald's.
Because Mo Cameron went on this whole rant about MJF and it's picked Roman Reigns at the end. So you can defend McDonald's and then suddenly pick Burger King.
McDonald's.
Freaking Two-Face don't have a coin to flip.
Shout
Big
out to Big
Chillin'.
Chillin', his first time tuning in. We appreciate it. Hope you'll
Yes,
tune in
thank
for
you.
more. Psycho Jet Black also sent in $2, so thank you. He says, I guess this is for Noah. I've never had it.
Hey, I've had
Yeah,
it.
it's for Noah.
We can both.
All right, well, Noah, thoughts on the Pitch Black Mountain Dew? Is that what you're drinking?
I enjoy. No, this is actually co-red this time because I ran out of
Oh.
frostbite. The pitch black, it was all right. I mean, it's really like grape, some blueberry flavor in there. It's very berry, as the name implies, but more so darker berry. So
Yeah.
I would say it's more of a grape aftertaste with it. It was all
So
right.
we can agree that Baja Blast is better, right?
A Baja Blast, there's no match. If I was to do a tier system for Mountain Dew, Baja Blast is S.
Pitch Black is like I'd say a B tier
Yeah,
or C.
B. B's fair. Not that I'm going
All
to do an exhibition video on Mountain Dews. Imagine that.
Big G, what do you got for us?
Yes, you can follow me at Big Bálor G 1988 on TikTok. That's where I do my cat videos. NoDQ.com/Big Bálor G on Twitter and NoDQ_Big Bálor G 1988 on the Insta.
And on that note, we will go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all so much again. You know where to find me at Aaron Rift on all social media outlets. Enjoy the event. It's going to be a memorable one for sure as we continue on the road to WrestleMania. Take care, everybody. Remember, say yes to NoDQ.com. Oh, wait a minute. We have one more super chat here, so let me read that
From
off.
Arlene.
We got this comment here. Thank you for the super chat. $5 says, happy belated birthday, Noah Foster.
Thank you.
It was Noah and son Goshuaku's birthdays. I wish them happy birthday on social media. They have the same birthday, just like Virtue and my wife Caitlin have the same birthday. Crazy how that works, right?
And it's your cat's birthdays today too, isn't it, Aaron?
Well, yeah, Valentine's Day is my cat's birthdays. I forgot to show this to the predictions league. We should have just stopped it. I'm in the lead right now. Son, of course,
Stop the
count.
Stop the count. Stop the damn count. Stop the damn match. Yeah, because Sean Gozaku's won 2 years in a row. But also, let's keep in mind, as Sheriff Riff has officially made it known, NXT is still a thing, but it is a separate league. And I do have standings for that as well. And those will also be on the Twitter and my YouTube community page.
Yeah, so nfoster1916, follow him on Twitter. You can get the links to join the league. There's still plenty of time to jump in and have fun with us. So anyways, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the premium live event. And we will see you all next time.
Have a good night, folks. This is going to be one hell of a feature presentation. And thank you all for the birthday wishes.
No Joker laugh?
I'm tired. I just want to go home.
Hold on. We got one more.
What?
TJS, who's scarier, Ronald McDonald or SummerSlam Joker?
SummerSlam Joker. Easy.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. That SummerSlam Joker was terrifying. So on that happy note, everybody, remember the SummerSlam Joker, just like remember the Alamo. Take care, everybody. We will see you all next time.
Wendy's is better.
What? I don't know. It's been a while since I've had Wendy's.
Been a while.
Since I could.
No, not copyright, Aaron. Not copyright. I am going to go listen to that.